Hey, Soldier 7 here, and this video I wanted to do a 20-year anniversary video, and in this video it's going to be a 20-year anniversary for Evil Dead Regeneration. For those of you who don't know, it's based off the Evil Dead movies, sort of. I'll get into that. But just not too long ago, it had its 20-year anniversary last month, but I decided because since it's October, I would just wait to do it now because it's time for Halloween and everything, even though I don't celebrate it, but still, I figured I would just wait to do an anniversary video about it now and talk about the game a little. Now, I did play the game back in the day in 2005, and even though I never really finished it, but I still played it, and from what I do remember, I had fun with it. It was pretty good. There's certain things I do want to talk about though. Not to bash anybody, but I'll get to that in a minute. But like I said, a part of me was debating if I should do a video on this or not, because like I said, I didn't really finish it, but I think I was close, but for some reason I just wasn't able to finish it. I don't know. Like, I don't think the game was too hard or anything, or maybe it was just a certain boss level or something. I don't really remember. It's been a long time. It's been literally since 2005, I think, since I last played this, which is when it was released. But the time I remember the time I was playing it, I was mostly having fun. It was good. So, yeah, even though I didn't really finish it, but just, given the fact that I enjoy playing the game for what I do remember of it, the things I do remember about the game, some of it I did enjoy, so I figured I'd do that anyway. And just given the fact that I'm a fan of the Evil Dead franchise, I like the Evil Dead movies, and I like some of the Evil Dead games. As you know, I did Fistful of Boomstick a few years back talking about that game. To me, that's still the best Evil Dead game of all time. Although, strangely, I've seen some videos where people have this one, Evil Dead Regeneration, as the number one, as the best out of all the Evil Dead games. Well, while I did enjoy it, while I did think it was good, from what I remember, I would still have to say, Fistful of Boomstick is still the best, but still, that's their opinion. I respect that, and I'm a fan of the Evil Dead franchise. I like the movies and so forth. I have played the games. Obviously, I never finished them all, especially this one. I think the really only one I ever finished was Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick, because that one I think was just a better game overall. I know it feels like I'm starting to talk about that more now, but just to recap, it is the 20-year anniversary for Evil Dead Regeneration. I do recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the Evil Dead franchise. Now, the one thing I will talk about a little bit is the storyline. Now, unlike some of the other Evil Dead games that came before this, this was sort of like a alternate history, I guess you would say, or had an alternate story, because whereas like the two Evil Dead games that were released in the early 2000s, Evil Dead Hail to the King, which I never finished, and Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick, which I did finish, and I still say that's the best out of all of them. Those games did somewhat follow the movies, like Hail to the King, Evil Dead Hail to the King, kind of took place right after the movie Army of Darkness, and then Fistful of Boomstick takes place after Hail to the King. So, Whereas this game, on the other hand, it's more of an alternate history, like, or alternate story, however you want to pronounce it. It kind of takes place where, like, the sequels never happened. And I don't just mean the games, but even like some of the sequels to Evil Dead never happened, or at least the third one never happened, which was Army of Darkness. Not to spoil everything for those who are feeling retro and want to go play some old games, which I do recommend this one, even though I never finished it. But just being an Evil Dead fan and a Bruce Campbell fan, I wanted to do this, but not to get off topic. This is an alternate history or an alternate timeline, however you want to go with it. Yeah. Instead of like taking place after Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick, this technically takes place like right after some of the scenes of Evil Dead 2, where Ash is like, like the game starts out where it's like you're playing you're reacting the scene sort of from a scene from Evil Dead 2. And there's even a scene where, the cabin comes to life and everything starts laughing. And like if you've seen Evil Dead 2, you know what I'm talking about. But then you have these random deadites that just come out of nowhere that weren't in the movie, but hey, that's what happened. But I won't go into too detail. And then for some reason, Ash ends up in a mental institution, and his therapist, his psychiatrist, is interested in the Necronomicon, and he kind of wants to use it for his own powers. He wants to use it for power or something or whatnot. I don't know, or I don't remember. And then in comes the lawyer. She like proves he's not really crazy or so forth, because he's in a mental institution at this time. Not to spoil the whole game. I don't remember every single thing of the storyline, but I pretty much remember most of it. But yeah, but from what I understand, so yeah, this is an alternate history. So if you're a fan of the Evil Dead movies and you like the Evil Dead games that came before this, I can't say you will like it, depending on how you feel about it. Like the storyline, I didn't really like too much, and some of the gameplay, from what I remember, it was fun. I liked it, but I just didn't like it as much as Fistful of Boomstick. Now, granted, I understand some people say, like I've seen some videos where some people say this is the best out of all the Evil Dead games, and they're entitled to their own opinion. That's okay. And while I still think this was good, even though I never finished it, my favorite is still Fistful of Boomstick. But yeah, but even though I never finished it, even though I didn't think the game was as good as Fistful of Boomstick, it was still fun from what I remember playing. But yeah, I just wanted to do it because, like Fistful of Boomstick, I guess it is sort of underrated, even though I don't think it was as good. I still think it deserved, to be talked about, even if it's just like a 20-year anniversary, even though it feels like at this point I'm just more talking about Fistful of Boomstick or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of going on a rant right now, but yeah. Even though I didn't finish this game, I think I got close, but I forgot why I didn't. I don't know if I got to a level that was too hard or if I just got bored or whatnot. Hey, but either way, besides of that, it was still a fun game, and a happy 20-year anniversary to Evil Dead Regeneration. I do recommend it if you have an old Xbox or PS2, or or if you plan to go get one. I would say get this game if you want and try it out for yourself. Or if you're a fan of the Evil Dead franchise, yeah, and you haven't played it, I say try it out. Yeah. So yeah, good game. A happy 20-year anniversary to Evil Dead Regeneration. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say for right now. This is Soldier 7. Take care.